Hi.
Hey guys.
Hello there. Look at that. It's Lofi.
Yep, Luffy's over my shoulder.
And on your shirt.
And on my shirt.
Ooh,
Yep.
Hey, how you doing?
Richard. Everyone got their Cheez-Its?
I'm not a big fan of Cheez-Its. Can I confess? I have a confession session.
Okay.
Hi, Grace.
We can make our own. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. How are you all?
They're too crunchy and they're too salty.
Okay, we've got quite a bit of people in here to say hello to already. Jeff Resendez said hello first of all about half an hour ago. Then Mike joined him. Hi, Mike Wheeler. We've got Cindy, Candy Mom 15. We have Pam's fam. So Pam's here. She ordered her I Want My PTV shirt today.
Oh,
wow.
Pam. Yay. We need to order ours.
Jeff, I know Arnie and Doug haven't had the opportunity to order theirs yet. So
no, we haven't.
We've got Jeff from Olding Passengers here, who's joined the broadcast 5 minutes before we went on board. He says, 5 minutes, I want my PTV. Wow. Jeff, thank you so much.
Awesome, Jeff. Thank you so much.
And then let's see, who else do we have here? We have...
Yes, another Disney. Thank you for joining. Angus229. Hello. Welcome.
Alyssa Stenberg is here too. Hello, Alyssa.
Hello, Alyssa. I'm seeing people we've never seen in the stream tonight.
Lady Jamers is here.
Great to see you.
Stacy Rogers, Kay Atwood, Amy of AJC Magic TV. Noah.
Jonathan Chung, how are you?
Noah's here. Russ Stapleton is here. Hey, guys.
Hi.
My God. His Our Dream is here.
Oh, wonderful.
And wow, we got a full house here, everyone. Danny, Two Real Geeks. Hey, everyone. Nice. Hi, Danny.
I'm kind of like
and Danny, let the hashtag fly.
There we go.
What's good for you is good for me. If you want to send anything my way, have at it. I hassle Danny enough on his show.
Angus229. I would die for my white cheddar Cheez-Its.
I love that.
And they're too crunchy.
Okay. Ben, what did we give you for Christmas a couple years ago?
Do you have a picture of them?
Oh, I don't have a picture of them.
That's sad.
But it was more like 3 years ago now.
Did you save the box at all?
I saved the label, but okay. I don't know what I did with it. I know it's somewhere. Anyway, Doug, being the graphic designer that he is, created a label to stick on a box. And he and Arnie found a hack recipe to make me homemade Cheez-Its. And dang it, if they weren't just as good as the original, and they were even better because they were actually homemade, and you can't get any better than what they gave me for Christmas that year. Although Megan did give me a box of cookies one year for Christmas that I loved.
Yeah.
But no, baked goods, anything that people cook for me, I'm usually very appreciative of, especially if they take my limited palate in mind.
And no. There's a hot sauce company that used to make amazing cheese crackers.
That wouldn't surprise me, Kay. Oh. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, actually, it does. It really does. Oh, Fantastic Chronicles flavored Cheez-Its.
Hello, Tony. Thank you for joining us. And yes, chicken. Yeah, absolutely. I'll take that all day long.
Tony. That creamy chicken noodle soup.
Very good.
Oh, Richard, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun making that video.
Arnie and Doug posted a video about 24 hours ago with their recipe for a creamy chicken noodle soup that looks incredibly delicious. They haven't even made it for me. Mike really says, fold in the cheese.
No, this is you just dump it in because the cheese melts.
Yeah, chicken in a biscuit is quite possibly the worst cracker ever invented.
Chicken in a biscuit?
I never had them.
Kay says, it won't let me post the name of the company, but it starts with a T.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Juan Rodriguez, I want my PTV. The only one that has sung that phrase to us. Juan, thank you so much.
I love making fried Oreos,
even though they're so bad for you.
I know.
Oh, anything fried. Juan Rodriguez, thank you for singing the jingle. Actually, we posted, if you haven't seen it, if you haven't yet subscribed to us on Twitter and Instagram, I posted a video there yesterday promoting our PTV live for next week, the Taste of Valentine's Day. Richard, the Orlando guy, was so gracious and helped us with creating an advertisement for it, which is, in video terms, it's called a lower third, which means it goes on the bottom third of the screen for your video. And in this case, it was a nice advertisement of the taste of New Year's, not New Year's Eve, the taste of Valentine's Day.
Can you pull up the video that you created for us and show us?
Oh, sure. Let me just do that.
Are you doing it on the phone or are you going to do it on the screen? Just do it on the big screen.
I was just going to do it I was just going to show you on my phone.
Well, because
hold on here.
We have a hard time sharing it sometimes.
Well, didn't you, where's this residing now?
Where's this reciting?
Yeah, is it on your phone?
It's on my phone.
But it's also on Twitter.
Yeah, it is. Can you share it? Do you want to share it, Ben?
I'll try sharing it. Yeah.
Okay, Ben's going to try sharing it then. But it's let's see.
I want my PTV. I want my PTV. I want my PTV. I want my PTV. Only on PTV.
That's hilarious.
I didn't even know that was going on. Where was I? I know it was Main Street, but I don't know what was going on. When did this happen?
This happened in August.
I know.
Yeah, last August when we were at Disneyland, when Jim and D&G Explorers and everyone, we were all there together waiting for
Lauren,
Main Street.
Bob and Ashley.
Yeah, I had just finished making my video on the drink that I got at Starbucks and the horrible experience that I had in the restaurant in Frontierland. And Arnie was doing some just random filming of stuff, and all of a sudden someone said, I want my PTV.
Okay, then our Juan's probably, I was in a junk store because I don't remember it getting filmed. I know it was Main Street, I know we were all there, but I was running in and out of the store.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy enough.
But we were there just, and then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, I turned my camera onto Jim.
Matt,
hey, Matt and Lauren.
You were just on there.
You were just on the screen.
They want their PTV too.
We need to see our people from people.
That commercial would fit perfect as a 50s jingle.
I mean, we were all on Main Street. We all were waiting for stuff, but I don't remember that.
We were waiting for the fireworks show.
I was somewhere else.
And
or
so
gossiping with somebody else.
Turned the camera to Jim, and I told Jim, say, I want my PTV. So he looks around and says, I want my PTV. He says, was that a little too stern?
That sounds like Jim.
And then I went around and I asked everyone else to say the same thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to ask random people to say, I want my PTV. And I'm going to put a whole video together.
Yeah. Okay, Mar says, I've been AWOL from all live streams because I've had company come stay with me. I thought it would be rude to bury my nose in my cell phone while they were here. Mar, that's hilarious.
Mar, bless you. Thank you so much for being here. That's great.
And Grace loves the video. So thank you, Grace.
I would gossip
with
somebody else or shopping.
If you want to see it, check it out. It's on Instagram and on Twitter at Pepper Tree Villa. I may actually just go ahead and post it on our YouTube channel too. Just throw it up there.
Well, that we've got a couple of things up our sleeve for this week regarding our promoting next week's live broadcast of the Taste of Valentine's Day. But before we get to that one, we really should do about what we came here for tonight.
Yeah, but one last thing I want to say about that is what we're going to ask for you to do. This was actually the Orlando guy there. Thank you, Richard. The Orlando guy actually had the idea. He wants to see next week's episode of PTV have our largest audience yet.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing the Taste of Valentine's Day. So we're going to ask you, our villagers, to make sure to share out this stream for next week. We're going to have it programmed. It's all going to be ready to go. So we're going to have that link ready to go probably tomorrow or Wednesday, and we'll advertise it out there so you know that it's there. Season's greetings, Jim. Hello, Samantha.
Someone has a birthday coming up, or had a birthday, or is going to have.
Someone has a birthday coming.
Okay,
Sunshine.
Danny said something to me a little bit back here. Let's see. Ben, that's a short sleeve shirt. What can you fit up there? My arms, maybe. Danny,
Disney Nerd Herders,
Charlie. Hey, Charlie, welcome.
Hello there. Welcome to the stream.
Do we need to go back and do more pleasantries, or is everybody pleasantries themselves?
I think we've been trying to welcome people as they come in. We've said hi to Matthew and Lauren. So hi, guys.
Hi, Amy.
Yeah, we said hi to Amy, but Jim is the most recent attendee, so it's nice to see him.
So what we're going to ask is that you share out the stream for next Monday night at 10 p.m. because we want to get our largest audience next week so that we can enjoy the Taste of Valentine's Day with as many people as possible.
We have so much fun with those taste videos or streams that we really want to share it with everyone. It's just, we've had some of the most fun times tasting terrible food. Doug's reaction on some of this stuff with this goes back to Trader Joe's is priceless.
Oh, Tim Pruitt.
Yeah, they already know that. They expect when we buy that, we're going to return it all.
Welcome back, Tim. Glad you could make it back. Oh, and Pam. Pam has a situation here. She's asking for prayers. Her nephew and his wife, they have unborn twin girls, and they're going through surgery tomorrow. One of the girls is getting too much blood flow to her heart.
God.
So please keep her in mind. Everyone, right now,
so
if you could put just hearts in the chat, just type in a bunch of hearts. Let Pam know that you're thinking of her, you're praying for her. Hey, we might do the midnight snack one. Hey, that's a good idea.
No. When are we doing? Danny wants us to participate with them.
I know we've been talking about that. We're actually going to be doing it, probably maybe next month.
Next month, this month, whenever we want to arrange it with Danny and Jess, I'm fine with that because it's just a matter of getting some midnight snacks together. Oh my gosh, look at all the love being sent to that. Oh,
thank you, everyone.
You guys are great.
They are. Everyone is wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Pam, we're all praying for you. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Oh, wow. Okay. Shall we get started on what we were going to talk about?
Yeah, let me get my beverage first. This is canned. This is
canned water.
It's purified drinking water in a can. So let me pop this.
Oh, mine is water here from last week.
Let me get you some fresh water.
You got to stand up.
You'll get some fresh water from the Orlando guy.
It's not busy.
Wow, Richard, these mugs are no joke. This is a 12-ounce can, and there's still room in this thing. Deja vu and Cheez-Its. Doesn't get any better than that.
Where did you get that water and why?
I was at work today at a meeting, and they had some leftover snacks and drinks at the end of the meeting. So I grabbed a can of water knowing that I'd probably need it for tonight. Ben has water. We will burn it. That's very true, Danny. I'm terrible in the kitchen. Of course, Richard is very happy with the mugs, and so am I. So while Arnie is off getting water for he and Doug.
Did you rinse it out?
Oh, here it is. Yes, I did.
I didn't hear the same.
Monarch Moments, welcome to the stream. See ya.
You guys can smell this. Do you think it's clean? Is it sanitary?
Doug.
Like that baby
Nope.
It's like that baby elephant in Tarzan. Is this water sanitary?
The crock pot was damaged many years ago, probably about 15 years ago. So, oh, look at that! Stacey Rogers gets her Orlando Guy mug tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic!
That's amazing.
Dilly dilly.
Oh, they're in Chichen Itza.
They were at Chichen Itza today.
Yeah,
in Cozumel.
Hey,
There.
some people on the cruise.
You're talking about
We're
D.
not that
We're
cool.
talking about Derek and Gregory, D&G Explorers. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not that cool.
Yeah, Doug says, Mar says, this isn't smell-o-vision, Doug.
No,
Hey, Jonathan, welcome to the stream.
it just makes me sit on the throne all night long if it's unsanitary.
I've got at least 6 items for the Taste of Valentine's.
Oh, one of the bits unusual.
That's a good thing, Jim. We're very
Jim,
happy
you
about
always do
Is
great
it
as usual.
red hot little hearts in a fruitcake?
Ben's crockpot had issues.
I think I should try that. Did you guys see any red hot hearts at Target?
No, I did not see Red Hots.
I did not either.
I didn't either.
Oh.
Oh, Danny says, you put me through, you need to get, with all you put me through, you need to get a 2 Real Geeks mug now also. I do have plans of expanding my mug collection. So other channels, I will probably be coming down to your shops and ordering mugs and having them sent. So Danny, it's definitely in the works.
I was going to do this, but I got voted out. I was going to buy a giant Whitman's chocolate heart and eat each one and then spit it out, but they wouldn't let me just buy the heart. We just deal with just eating the heart and tasting it because, I mean, I know all the chocolate in there was made probably last November. It was probably nasty.
Okay. Mike is saying that it's time to put the needle down on the record, which means it's probably time for us to start talking about the topic tonight. We're
Yeah.
almost 20 minutes in. We haven't mentioned anything about the topic tonight, so let's get going.
It's Disney music through the decades. This was something that we were just brainstorming about.
Oh, Amy, please, no,
Chocolate-covered pickles.
no.
Yeah, I was going to do chocolate. Okay, so I have nothing to contribute to this topic because I don't know music and I can't sing.
Juan, I think that's a great idea. Seas candy is a good idea.
Yes, Candy's agree.
First of all, Doug, singing is not necessary in this stream because we don't want to get dinged by corporate raiders and whatever. Just because we're trying to do a simple discussion on Disney music, and you know enough about what songs you like in movies over the decades to contribute.
Lion King.
There you go. But we'll get to that when we get into the 90s.
Yeah.
Should we start, Arnie?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start. It all started actually with a mouse.
Yep.
Steamboat Willie. They actually recorded the music for that cartoon just a few weeks before the cartoon premiered.
Mm-hmm.
They got it all done. I mean, the cartoon was already animated. They added the soundtrack afterward, which is unusual because usually now, of course, today they write the scripts, they write the music and everything, and then all the animation is done after the fact.
Yeah.
But at that time, they created a soundtrack, and the rest is history.
Yep.
So Disney's been in the sound business since the late 20s, almost 100 years.
Wow. Yep, that's true.
That's
Me too.
wild. That is wild to think about that. So in the 30s, they just stuck. Disney always was on cutting edge. They kept in tune with the current sound of the time. So if you take a look at the cartoons of the 30s, just simple cartoon music and so forth, it was Carl Stalling that really established the sound of the music in their cartoons.
That's the Skeleton Dance.
But I'll tell you, yeah, Rachel, thank you for bringing that up. The music for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, I never really understood why Snow White had the voice style she did when I was a kid. And then as I got older, I understood that was the style of music. It's
Mhm.
that's just the way the music was done. It's how it was
Yeah.
performed.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
then
she
we come, but then
sounds a lot like Jeanette MacDonald and anyone else during the 30s.
but then we come to 1940. I get this movie called Fantasia.
Hey, Leanne, welcome to the stream.
Hey.
Leanne, hi, thank you for being
I was
here.
gonna say, wasn't it go from Steve Woolley to Fantasia? And fin to sound. Bum, bum, bum.
The
We'll
original
get to that.
surround sound.
It puts everybody to sleep.
What, Fantasia?
Uh-huh. I love it, but it's a total snooze fest. I mean, but it was an art piece, and it was what Walt wanted to do. But man, it's a snooze fest.
Well,
it's beautiful.
You know, it was interesting because it was Fantasia, because they had already done Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Pinocchio, but it was Fantasia when it was done that they really started to push the envelope on what animation could do when it was married with music, because Fantasia described how you get like tone painting, and there are specific themed pieces that are put together, like the Nutcracker Suite. It was designed specifically for a ballet, but Disney put their own spin on it and created visual stuff on it.
What are you doing?
Snow White's voice was so squeaky.
It was just the way it was.
It's just the way it was. That's just how they were.
That was the nicest way to say that her voice sounded like a screeching bird.
It's true. It's true. But you see, Fantasia, think about this. When they were making Fantasia and they went to go record the music, I just can't watch the whole thing without falling asleep.
Russ, that's hilarious.
Russ, exactly.
It's
like a tranquilizer.
It's my favorites. It's done beautifully, but it's a snooze fest. I mean,
to be fair, it was 2 hours long.
That's it.
And for animation, that was a lot at that time. And
but it was groundbreaking. Oh, there it is. Groundbreaking. You see? There it is. Fantasia was groundbreaking for animating abstract visuals for classical music. Jazz was taking hold at that time.
You're absolutely right. That is absolutely right. Which is why they kind of made up for that when they did Fantasia 2000 and introduced Rhapsody in Blue as one of the pieces.
Yeah, but see, I also like the pacing of Fantasia 2000 better than Fantasia. It was a shorter film.
Yeah.
The sequences were shorter, and then I also liked even the little banter that they had in between the comedy people. You know, Penn and Teller, Steve Martin, Bette Midler.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here. We haven't even gotten out of the 40s yet.
Okay, but what I was going to say was when they were making Fantasia, think about this. They were still in the animation studio on Hyperion. They had not yet built the studio in Burbank.
That's right.
So at that time, they had no place to record. They actually had to go out and rent a studio so that they could do an orchestral recording.
Yeah.
They didn't have their own studio at that time for that. Not big enough to handle a large orchestra. But yeah, it really set the tone for orchestral music in Disney films.
Yep.
And then of course you've got, Pinocchio, which had a great music score. And it was actually a scary score too. Some of the music in it was just frightening.
Yeah. But they needed to set the tone for the story. And there was a lot of things that happened to Pinocchio and Geppetto that you would not have been able to have shown that story without having a dramatic score behind it.
Yeah. Then you went into the 40s, and big band was really, jazz, big bands was really the sound. And I like how you're featuring the Orlando guy there.
Oh, you gotta. I mean, my gosh, it's the one thing, the logo that Richard has is awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
If this is an animated picture of him, then that's really, really cool. See how happy he is?
So anyway, in the 40s, big bands were really the rage. And Disney was not left out in the cold with that one. They went ahead and they did big band stuff. What comes to mind is Ichabod and Mr. Toad, because the whole Ichabod scene was done with Bing Crosby.
Yeah.
And then also at that time, remember in the 40s, they did their goodwill tour to South America. So they introduced the cultures of Latin America and South America in their animation as well as their music. So they were constantly looking for new ways to introduce music into the movies and different styles. So they had Saludos Amigos and the Three Caballeros. Three Caballeros happens to be 75th anniversary today. When I was a senior in high school, after our prom, we drove to the shore. A 2-hour drive took us over 4 hours because of fog. I had to pull over because I saw the dancing hippos crossing the road in front of me. Oh man! So, but yeah, the whole Spanish feel was there for Saludos Amigos and Three Caballeros. They didn't shy away from pushing the limits of music in the animation. I really appreciate that.
No, they were doing what was at the time. I mean, that's the thing. He was always what's hip, modern today, and what was for that time.
Well, you know, the Disney musical, starting with Snow White, was right along the lines of Broadway in that the songs served a purpose in the story and they pushed the plot along. And that was even more prominent as we got into the later 40s and the early 50s, especially with Cinderella.
Even in Snow White, they cut one of the songs from the movie because it didn't drive the story.
Yeah.
It was just a fluff piece.
Yeah.
And so they cut it. That was the eating the soup number.
Yes.
Okay. So
I thought it was in Beauty and the Beast.
That's later on
too. That's later on. They did that too. It was something that they did before. So
thank you, Mar.
oh yeah. Yeah, that was a great point. Okay, so 40s, big band and Latin. Big transitions there. And then
there was a war.
Yeah, they had the war going on too, so they needed stuff to also things were stretched for resources at that point. So they were having trouble with different things for getting animation doing, which is why the films during the 40s were not full-length animated features. They got away from it after Bambi, I think was the last one that was the last full-length animated feature at that point.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of it also had to do with the fact that at that time, Walt was dealing with the ever-growing presence of the unions in the studio, and it really took a lot of his passion away from the feature film. And he kind of passed that on to his animators after he kind of wanted to get more into developing something he called Disneyland.
Yeah.
But
it was at that time that Cinderella was being developed.
And also to come into play was the fact that the foreign markets had dried up. They weren't able to push a lot of the animation fully animated feature films into Europe and Asia because of the war efforts. So there were a lot of politics behind the choice of Disney doing what they did with their featurettes strung together to make into films.
Russ makes a good point here. You have to remember that music was the entertainment for many more in the 30s and 40s because TV wasn't a thing yet. Movies were also so new.
Yeah. And a lot of it was radio based. Everyone listened to the radio.
The dancing hippos actually followed the giant brown pig that was running down the street ahead of me. That can do funny things, especially when you haven't slept.
Stacy, you were in a special place that night.
Sounds like she was going through some serious
so then you get
suggestion.
So then we get to the 50s, and Cinderella is there, and they returned to the Broadway style movie where they had the songs that drove the story. I really like the score from Cinderella.
Cinderella is my favorite movie from that era of Walt, from Snow White all the way to the Jungle Book. Cinderella is my personal favorite film. and I think it's just a very, very beautifully done piece. It's a great story.
Yeah, it really is.
And no, Danny, I don't remember when TV was invented. I know of it from the 1930s. Dear Lord.
Well,
Hey, Cody, welcome
really-
to the stream.
TV didn't really come into vogue, even black and white, until the early 50s.
I really like how people are interjecting here. The jazz era of Disney music was my favorite, culminating in the 60s with Miles Davis, John Coltrane recording the classic Someday My Prince Will Come, and Louis Prima and Phil Harris on Jungle Book.
It's such
Oh,
a
yeah.
good book.
That is an awesome song from that movie.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. That's for sure. So the 50s, they started to establish their own sound in the 50s, though. Alicia Forever.
Juan,
Yeah, I said it.
Juan, you and I have to talk.
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrible.
What?
Oh, it was horrible. Come on, it was horrible.
All right. So let's get back to the topic of actual Disney music and not Moesha.
They started to develop their own sound for music in the 50s, and that continued on into the 60s. But with 50s, they had Disney had their own arsenal of artists at this point. Jimmy Dodd comes to mind. He wrote hundreds of songs for the Mickey Mouse Club. And so they really hit the market with a lot of children's music. And then you also had Annette, who then did the crossover to rock and roll, brought that into the sound of Disney as well.
You're absolutely right, Mike. It is a stunningly beautiful film. Cinderella does look great after 70 years.
And when did it come out?
1950.
1950.
So they're just having the 70th anniversary.
Yeah.
Okay. And what month was it released?
That
In May, in March or May?
That I don't know.
I was trying to look it up. That's why we were looking on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Disney will do something huge. It's the 70th anniversary.
A good jazz version of A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes, and some vodka cocktails makes for a great night out at the Grand Floridian.
What's up with New Jersey and fog and vodka and drinks and spiked punch? What is everybody getting their drink on?
Richard, if that's something you have in mind when we have a meetup at Disney World, sign me up.
Me too.
That sounds.
I'm a teetotaler. I'm pure as driven snow. I don't drink. Yeah, right.
I'll take a Cosmopolitan right now. Pour it into my Orlando guy mug.
I do all these foo tiki drinks. The more flamboyant, the more fruit, the more umbrellas, the more cherries on it, the better.
You're just an umbrella drink kind of guy.
Yeah,
But
big umbrellas.
But Disney really established their sound in the 50s for certain types of music. I mean, the Mickey Mouse Club really did drive a lot of the sound. They were attracting kids. They wanted to do their best to get an audience, and they did. They succeeded. Mark says it's a rabbit hole.
and
Shirley Temple died. Little too cherry for me. When isn't Hallmark doing a 70th or a Cinderella ornament? They have a Cinderella ornament every single year.
But they made you a 70th anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a giant tree topper.
Even if Hallmark doesn't do it, the Disney company probably will, because of the style of ornaments that they do year after year. Because last year they did the 50th, was it the 65th anniversary of oh my gosh, the Jules
Not really
Verne
true, Grace.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Disney did not win any Oscars for any of the songs or scores or anything in the 50s.
that's not surprising.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, they don't have to win everything every year.
If you think about the scores, you think about the music that was at that point, a lot of standards were written during that time and were included in movies.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you've got songs like White Christmas coming out,
Yeah.
you know, it's hard to compete with stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, White Christmas was from the 40s, but
in the 50s, like I keep coming back to this, there's this one specific style of music, and you know the sound is Disney when you hear it. The guy that comes to mind is a composer or an arranger of the name of George Bruns. He established a sound. He was hired by Walt in the 50s, and he established a sound of music in not just the animation, but also in the theme parks. You can hear his arrangements of music in a lot of the cartoons, ranging from everything from the late 50s on into the attractions of like the Enchanted Tiki Room, the Haunted Mansion. You'll hear some of his arrangements. You'll hear it in Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just that specific sound. And when you hear that sound of music, you know it's a Disney movie.
Mhm.
yeah. Well, it was the same for all the True Life Adventures, because when he did Seal Island and all the other nature films, it was you heard the Disney sound.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a very specific sound.
Yeah, but short of playing samples from us, you just have to go back to Disney Plus, take a look at some of the stuff from the 50s, and you'll look at the credits. Most likely George Bruns was the name of the arranger of any of the music out there.
Yeah, you will see that.
So they know all this because whenever we watch Looney Tunes or anything, they look at the music credits, the score, and they will know.
I think Carl Stalling, Milt Frank.
Yeah.
Milt Franklin did music
I have to
for
put
them.
up with this with every single show. Even sitcoms today, they'll say, oh, this was on Murphy Brown. This is the person who did Cheers. This one did that one podunk show and that didn't last. And I'm like, oh, God. It just sounds.
Richard,
good.
that's a good call. That is a very good call. That is definitely the golden age of Disney music. The first golden age of Disney music.
And then we've got the Renaissance in the
90s,
late 80s
and 89,
early 90s.
And up to 2000, because nothing came out from the 70s.
Mm.
But me, I was born in the 70s.
But
1974.
Think of the music,
Doug, crickets.
Yeah, think of the music in your mind. Think about the music from the movie 101 Dalmatians, and you know that sound.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that movie yet.
You hear that same sound in The Sword and the Stone. You hear it in The Jungle Book. You hear it in The Aristocats.
What do you mean by that they hear her? Is it an instrument?
It's
the tone, the note. What is it?
All of it. You hear it's a specific sound of orchestration. He puts certain instruments together.
It's an orchestration style.
But is there more deep, or is it more piano? Is it more guitar? Is it more strings? Is it more winds? Or those little things that you hit?
There's
percussion.
There's like a lot of muted brass. There's a lot of woodwinds.
Mm-hmm.
Some pizzicato. It's just when you hear a score from a Disney picture during that era, you know you're watching a Disney picture based on the style of the score that's there.
I also think
the sound, but it's the score.
Yeah, and I think of whimsical sounds. I mean, come on. When you're on Pirates of the Caribbean, you hear the main theme, Yo-Ho, Yo-Ho, played on a timpani.
Yeah.
Hey, hey. Good to see you.
He must have thought out because it's cold.
Yeah. See, Mike is right. A lot of woodwinds and strings.
But yeah,
that's what I was asking.
So yeah. But
thank you, Mike, for answering the question when they should have said.
But
is
then
it more guitar?
Thrown into the middle of that, you cannot miss the fact that the Sherman Brothers were hired in the 60s.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Okay. So now we've got the Sherman Brothers, and Walt loved their sound. They could put together a tune and lyric like nobody's business at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one film during that era in the 60s that George Bruns did not orchestrate. It was orchestrated by another arranger by the name of Erwin Costal. And that's Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
He took what the Sherman Brothers gave him and created a unique score.
Lush orchestration.
Yeah.
It was beautifully done.
But he did the same thing the following year with The Sound of Music, which is also now part of the Disney arsenal because they bought Fox.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you see, Rachel's right. That's what makes it iconic. There's a signature style.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very well put, Rachel.
And then it goes into, even not to fast forward, but we were just talking about it earlier or a couple of days ago or sometime, where when you think of a parade or fireworks, there's that very distinct Disney sound. So I feel like a little bit they're merging away from it, or they're just kind of going a little too today and modern, but they got to go back to the roots, because when you think of the flamboyant Disney parade and fireworks song, it's so Disney. That's what we get all tingly inside.
Yeah. Hi, Shelley. Welcome.
We get all the feels.
Hey, Shelley. Good to have you here. Okay.
No, you're right. You're right.
But let's go ahead and talk about the Sherman Brothers here. At this point, they're working for Walt in the 60s.
They're staff composers.
They are staff composers.
How did they get hired by Disney?
You know what? I'd actually have to do the research about that one.
I want to know how did Walt find the Sherman find Walt,
Ben,
and what happened?
You and I could do a history video.
Can you guys do that for me?
Yeah.
We'll do a history video about that.
Because really, how did the three come together? Is there a book? Is there a book that I could buy tonight? Or that Ben can read and they can do a video?
Let me check.
How did the Sherman Brothers find Disney and then create everything we know from today? And then it goes into 64 World's Fair.
Mar Blankenship. I adore the Sherman Brothers music.
Oh my God, who doesn't?
They wrote scores. I mean, they started working. Was it the late 50s or early 60s that they started working for Walt?
I want to say it was the late 50s, or maybe no, it might be early 60s.
According to on Amazon, the first thing that pops up is something called The Boys, the Sherman Brothers story, and it's actually a film
about that.
2009.
Yeah, the film.
Yeah, I've never seen
a book.
I've never seen it.
Didn't we see the?
There is a book available called Walt Disney's Melody Makers: A Biography of the Sherman Brothers.
Oh,
it is on sale at Amazon. It's a paperback.
Click and ship. So I think we've seen that movie.
Oh, and they do sell a copy of The Boys in DVD form for $9.99 on Amazon.
Is it on Disney Plus? Where's Mr. Fuzz?
I don't know.
He should know this. Where's Mr. Fuzzy?
Yeah, where is Rob? He's not here tonight.
Where's Rob?
He's probably busy.
Ugh.
Avery, the first song they wrote for Disney was in 61. Okay.
What song did they write, I wonder?
Yeah, Avery, what was the song that they wrote for Disney at that point? Was it? Because I know they wrote The Monkey's Uncle that Annette sang.
Yeah.
And she sang that with the Beach Boys.
Yeah,
but they wrote music for the movies, and their most famous movie though is absolutely Donna Jaworski. Thank you for joining. Their most famous score though is Mary Poppins. They wrote all of the music for that movie.
That is.
And then Erwin Costal took it and made it music with the arrangements that he gave.
Oh, he really did.
Drummond song
in the Horse Masters.
I think
Horse Master.
That's a movie. The Horse Masters. Was that Annette that sang that song too? Could be.
Hey Donna, welcome.
Donna.
So they wrote How quickly did they write the song for "It's a Small World"? It was a real fast write.
I think it was.
Well, considering that the ride was put together in 8 months from concept to construction to opening, it was fast.
Yeah, they're fortunate with that. The building was already built, so they had to build the attraction to accommodate the building.
Yeah.
But they wrote the score, and the original concept of that ride was that they were going to have songs from all over the world, and there were going to be different songs,
It was supposed to be the national anthems.
Yeah, national anthems. That's what it was. And they were going to be sung in the languages of the lands and things. They put it together, and it was a cacophony. It was a huge mess. So Walt went to his guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they would come back for one.
Oh, goodness.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, welcome.
Right. You just say like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice 3 times. You say Rob Fuzz, Rob Fuzz, Rob Fuzz, and you disappeared. Literally, I just talked about you. Your ears were burning or bleeding, whatever way. Could be a good thing or bad thing.
Russ, you are so right. I think the Sherman Brothers spoken song, they could communicate better through their music than through speech. So talented.
Oh yeah, they were. So Rob Fuzz was the Disney movie, the Sherman Brothers on Disney Plus. You ring, yes. Disney Plus. I'm trying to ask if there was a movie on there about the Sherman Brothers.
I don't know if it's there.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll figure it out.
Rob Fuzz, Rob Fuzz, Rob Fuzz. Bam, and he shows up.
Yes, he did. All of a sudden I said his name. He showed up. Who texted or tweeted on Facebook to him? What happened?
Okay, so yeah, the Sherman Brothers had a distinct effect on the Disney music in the 60s between the movies, theme park attractions, because they wrote the Tiki Room. So
Yeah.
63.
Yeah,
and they wrote the theme song for the Carousel of Progress.
Mm-hmm.
They wrote the score for the Jungle Book.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of the song "The Bare Necessities."
Yeah.
Then they did stuff for Epcot.
They wrote a lot of music for Epcot.
A lot of.
Look at that, Doug. It is on Disney Plus.
The Boys is on Disney Plus.
See,
Thank you, Rob. Thank you for that.
that's who I'm supposed to ask.
There's our Disney Plus expert. Thank you, Rob.
Yes, we all love the Sherman. For the 60th anniversary of Disneyland, Disney hired one of the Sherman, because he was only alive, one of the brothers to help do a song about, it was played right after the fireworks. It was really beautiful. It was very subtle, but it was very Sherman Brothers. And they made a big spectacle, and there was this girl that sang it. She was a little screechy, but oh no, it's only available May 22nd. Oh.
So it's coming.
Okay.
That's fine.
But she sung it, but it was a little too modern today, because I think a lot of girls that sing now, they sound like they're meowing, or they're a bunch of cats in heat. So, well, so I mean, it was a beautiful song. Well, yeah, Your Heart Will Lead You Home, co-written by. Oh no, well,
Your Heart Will Lead You Home.
Oh, the brothers. Yes, probably, because
that was the last song they wrote together.
Yeah, together, and then one of them bit the dust, and then I don't know who's the one who wrote the 60th anniversary song.
And no, Mike, it was not the theme song to Wishes.
Starlight Starbright. First star I see tonight. So yeah, they were very influential. But
oh, good, Frank and Ollie. That's a very good movie.
But the Sherman Brothers were not the only music team that really made an impact on Disney music. But we'll get to that other team very soon.
Yeah. But first, once you get to the doldrums of the 70s.
The 70s and 80s were an absolute disaster for them. I mean,
horrible.
I mean, just they languished on trying to maintain the sound and adjust it. The sound stayed, but the rest of the world moved on.
Yeah.
So they became stale.
Well,
Stagnant.
Yeah,
Stagnant.
they
Yeah,
went
exactly.
There was the lost 2
Where-
decades. The 70s, 80s was
The last
sad.
the last bit of music that really made an influence from my way of thinking, though, in the 60s was the music of Tomorrow. And that was all the scores for Tomorrowland. I mean, come on. Some of that music is awesome. The monorail music that you've got there, all the music from the Carousel of Progress, and everything from the attractions of Tomorrowland.
Are you
It was
saying
just
this is a
wonderful.
good thing or is it a bad thing? Oliver and Company music was not good.
No,
In
no.
Or was it good?
In the 80s, we have a definite attachment and love for some of the music from Epcot, because that's when the music was written for the theme parks. Was the late 70s and early 80s for Epcot. So that music holds a near and dear place in our hearts. But Sherry, thank you for joining.
Sherry's.
Yeah.
Richard says it's bad.
Well, Billy Joel. I mean, come on.
But
Yeah.
that was the 80s. They were trying to get hip and modern.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Hey, it was Billy Joel.
that was Michael Eisner and Jeffrey Katzenberg trying to force their street cred into a Disney cartoon, and it was kind of a mess.
Yeah, it
Again,
was.
it was the 80s. One of the best decades ever, but for Disney, it was horrible.
It was a mess.
I mean, Disney was the decade that made us.
Oh, yeah. And see, they wrote another song in the 70s for when the Carousel of Progress was taken and put in Tomorrowland of Magic Kingdom. That was not the Disney company's idea. They wanted to keep the song Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, but GE had other plans. They said, no, we need something that says now. We need something modern and hip. And
Right.
so they came up with the song, Now is the Time.
Well, I don't think they wanted to do it. They were pitching, screaming, throwing a fit, too.
Oh, yeah. And people will come off that attraction saying, why is that song there? That's not the song that we saw when we went to the World's Fair. So it was a real rough time musically. Then we finally got to the late 80s.
Yeah.
Ooh.
After Oliver and Company and the introduction of
Well,
the theme that Arnie was referring to earlier.
but remember also in that time, Billy Joel, Henry Mancini wrote a score for them as well. I do not remember who did the score for the Black Cauldron, but it's very forgettable.
Yeah.
Also in the early 80s, they did a compilation of the Pooh films. Oh, no, was that the 70s?
Okay. Jim says The Boys is currently out on Hulu.
Oh, okay, good. We'll check
So
it out.
those of you with Hulu,
I've seen it.
Great.
me included.
But then we come into
yeah, no.
1989.
Yeah, Stacey's there with Oliver and Company. Stacey, I did like the film. I didn't really care that much for the music. Bette Midler's poodles coming down a staircase just did not appeal to me.
Wouldn't she wing beneath my wind?
She did that one in Beaches.
Yeah.
But the thing is that score, it was Billy Joel. It was okay, but it just, and then Henry Mancini, he wrote the score for The Great Mouse Detective.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid GE people thought people let them buy products tomorrow due to the song.
They can't buy GE products after they get into a Disney park. You can't afford anything.
I like it, Mike. Stupid GE.
After you get into Disney park, you can't afford any other premium brand products.
Ugh.
But then again, 1989, and that's Howard Ashman and Alan Menken.
Alan Menken and Howard Ashman.
Oh my gosh.
A team that gave a mermaid.
They just give you the chills.
A team that gave a mermaid her voice.
Oh my gosh. They could do no wrong.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
Well, they knew how to write music together. They had done successful stuff on Broadway. They were hired by Disney to do the score for The Little Mermaid, and they just kept on writing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for us, we lost Howard Ashman
in the middle of
right in the middle of doing stuff for
Aladdin. That's right.
Yeah.
Then they consulted.
But I'll tell you this. If he had not passed away, I am sure that the music of the 90s would have continued on to be
Yeah.
one hit after another.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because Alan Menken did stuff all the way up in the early hot decades. I think he did stuff for Princess and the Frog. I think he did do some. He worked with other people, but
Yeah.
you know, it's never going to compare to the Big Four. I
Well,
mean,
didn't he write Didn't he write the songs for Home on the Range too?
I think he did.
Yeah, kind of
Which is
lost their way.
unfortunate, but
Yeah, they kind of lost their way with that one. That was not a very good film.
Well, that movie was a hot mess. I didn't like it.
no, the Disney company definitely floundered a little bit from 2000 on with their animation, and had they not had Pixar to fall back on to keep their animation going, they might have lost their way and just shuttered the entire department.
Yeah, I like the way Avery put it. He says, eventually Little Mermaid made it to Broadway. They hired people from Broadway for movies, and then they took it to Broadway. Full circle.
Very well put, Avery.
It's true.
Well,
It's true.
before
It is
with
true.
Broadway movies, now it's
But then
the
they
movie than
remember
Broadway.
they also experimented in the 90s with other people writing scores. Like you got Elton John, you got
Avery
Holland?
says Home on the Range. We don't talk
And I
about
also
that.
did not like Chicken Little. I thought that was a horrible movie.
or Morris Needs Moms. Yeah, Home on the Range is right there in the bottom of the list of films for me. But of course,
Yeah.
Doug and I are going to be going through all the animated films on Disney Plus eventually, and we are going to rank them as to how we like them. And it's
That's
going to go from
a
top
big
to
one.
bottom. But we'll
Yeah.
probably start at the bottom of the list and go to the top.
Yeah.
But like in
But
the
you know,
90s,
we can that'll be a future episode of PTV Live, I'm sure.
Yeah. Sherry is asking, speaking of Disney music, who saw the Super Bowl commercials with Let It Go?
That's a good question. Did anyone see that commercial?
I saw a few commercials. I did not see that one.
Apparently it was a car company.
But yeah. Oh, yeah. Mara brought up another thing. Hamilton is coming to the movies. Disney is filming it. But they're going to film it. I think it's coming. I think it's coming late. Is it coming later this year or next year, Mara? They actually filmed it not on sets and out in the open. Apparently, they filmed it at the Schubert Theater on Broadway,
Oh,
and it's going to be presented that way.
oh, so it's going to be not a movie.
Oh,
It's
so-
going
okay,
to
so-
be a movie of the
Yeah. So
musical on Broadway, because they could do a whole spectacle of a movie of
So
Hamilton.
Tim saw the movie. So did Shelley. Okay. Stacy saw it too.
Jim says he just rewatched The Rescuers. Every song of that movie reminded me of "Cheer Up, Charlie" from Willy Wonka, which was the movie's worst song. Absolutely.
So with Audi's new electric
Yeah.
car.
I guess that was the sound of the 70s. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Going back to the 90s, you have late 90s, you had Phil Collins, Phil Collins was 80s. He was popular in the 80s, but they dragged him into the 90s
With Tarzan.
with Tarzan. And then you had Johnny Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls, who did the Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know all this stuff. So they kind of got popular people of the day, even the 90s.
Okay.
I was wondering
There he
what
is.
the name of Bruce.
Bruce Healy. He's the one who wrote the music for Fantasmic and other attraction music for rides in the 90s. Almost no one has heard of him.
You're absolutely right, Richard. And he
Yeah.
does deserve a lot of credit to the sound that the Disney parks had in the 90s, because when Arnie and I saw Fantasmic for the first time in 1992, we were on a choir tour with our church at the time. And we were blown away because I was kind of out of the loop on stuff that was happening at Disneyland at that time. And when I saw it, I couldn't believe what I saw.
And I couldn't believe what I heard.
Oh,
Yeah.
it blew everybody away. It was
The
like
sound
nothing.
of Fantasmic is awesome.
Yeah. But then there's also another one in 2001, the score for Soarin' Over California by Jerry Goldsmith.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Just breathtaking, brilliant score.
Yeah.
And then also, if you think about Christmas, when they have candlelight procession a lot of the music there was orchestrated by a gentleman named Bob Krogstad, and he had his own style too.
Yeah.
Bob Krogstad did a beautiful job with the orchestrations there as well.
Yep.
Fits in beautifully with Disney.
Who sang Patty, Sandy Patty and Believe There's Magic in the Stars 2000? Fireworks Disneyland. Who did that?
That's a good
I
question.
do not know who did that score,
Yeah.
but it could have been Healy.
It could very well have been Bruce Healy. But Sherry says she liked the Google commercial yesterday too.
Is it that really long one where everybody got all emotional because everybody was Googling something? And
No. The one she's talking about is this elderly gentleman telling Google
to remember
things.
That was it Google or was it?
It was Google. That was a Google commercial.
I thought it was Amazon. No, it was Google to remember his wife, and his wife passed away.
Okay, Avery saw Tarzan and The Little Mermaid on Broadway. Loved the music for both. Avery, I'll be honest with you, never saw Tarzan, but we did see The Little Mermaid in April of 2008 and loved it. No, sorry, March of 2008. It was the first night that we were there.
Okay, people are dropping.
It's time for him to go to bed, but he is going to be on tomorrow night with his show, More Sunshine, Please, at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific.
Yeah.
Oh, we got
Jim. Good to see you.
Foreign people,
night,
they're
Jim.
leaving us. And then also HAC Magic, she needs to take a siesta.
I
Okay.
understand that. Totally understand that.
Well, thank you for guys. I mean, yeah, it is.
Appreciate your support.
Yeah.
So thank you, people.
But yeah, so music, very influential. Let's face it, Disney would not be Disney unless it had music.
Speaking of Disney, their network is currently playing The Bachelor on the West Coast.
On a side note, a coworker of mine just announced that she was very happy. She got tickets for the Bachelor show that's going to be on tour later on. A Bachelor, Bachelorette. It's a 60-city tour. She's going to go see them at the Luther Burbank Center for the Arts in Santa Rosa.
What is wrong with this picture?
I don't know.
Oh my God. I don't.
Did you guys know there was a Christmas?
I need a moment. I'm sorry.
Did you guys know there was a Christmas con in Pasadena on your birthday from July 17th, 18th, and 19th? It's put on by 4 women, and they do nothing but Hallmark
Good
movies.
night, Rob.
Good night, Rob.
We're dropping like flies here.
And then Avery also saw Beauty and the Beast and Lion King.
Well, you have to remember it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, and that's a good bedtime for a lot of people. And quite frankly, it's 8 o'clock here, and I'm feeling like I could go to bed.
So there's Christmas Con in Pasadena. It's put on by 4 women, and they hire or get all the actors and actresses from Hallmark movies.
Look at that. Rob says.
Old peeps are like Rob.
I woke up to answer Doug.
Okay, so I just can summon you.
I was especially disappointed with the Miss Pina commercial. Baby, not sure. Like,
yeah, the baby nut.
They're trying to hone in on Baby Lofi.
Okay.
#Ben
needs a moment.
Always needs a moment.
But then this one right there. And Richard, I have to wholeheartedly agree with you. There is not enough credit that goes to the score that was written for Hunchback of Notre Dame. It is brilliant.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, even Pocahontas. I mean, those movies.
Pocahontas was okay,
but it still was popular.
No. I'm talking about the score. The score was okay, but the score from Hunchback of Notre Dame was just brilliant. It was a beautifully done score.
Yeah.
Telling the stories of such a very dark book.
Yeah.
In the way they did, and being able to bring tears to your eyes as well with, God Help the Outcasts.
He did a lot for Disney, but he also did a lot for other movies. I think he did Independence Day. I think he did.
Hans Zimmer did the score for The Lion King.
Yeah, he helped.
He did the orchestral score.
Yeah. So
Elton John wrote the songs.
Yeah.
With Tim Rice. But Hans Zimmer, yeah, also his own unique style.
He did stuff. And then
See, there it is. She's singing The Bachelor live. Grace, my coworker, she sits next to me. She's singing The Bachelor live in Santa Rosa. She had the choice of singing Santa Rosa or San Jose. She chose Santa Rosa because it was on a Sunday night.
Does anyone have a Klonopin for me?
that's a total KMN
See,
experience.
again, Hellfire, God help the outcasts out there. Beautiful scores. Absolutely, Richard.
Now we got to bring up one other person that makes me gag. I'm sorry, I don't like him. He knows his music. Is Toy Story and Randy Newman.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Randy Newman is Pixar.
Randy Newman, with his musical influence from Pixar, he's a great composer. Horrible singer.
Oh, God, he can't sing.
But a great composer. And then you also have to think of Michael Giacchino. He did the score for
Ratatouille and
Incredible.
Incredibles. And then he also did it for Space Mountain.
Yes.
And Ratatouille.
Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, good night, Kay.
So, yeah, we got to bring up even Pixar, even dabbled.
Kay, thank you so much for being here. But yeah, Michael Giacchino, another great composer, did some great work.
Yeah, that was the mid-90s.
Yeah. But let's see. Mike Wheeler says, I'm surprised he got Toy Story with this controversial song, Short People, which sounds the same.
Yeah. Well, all the music sounds the same.
Yeah.
It's a Randy Newman thing. I mean,
I think Randy Newman is a really good composer, terrible vocalist.
So we got to talk about Pixar and their little music-y things that they have. Very, very distinct. Very Pixar.
Randy Newman, the most overrated music for any Disney Pixar films.
Thank you. They could have done better.
No, I think he does good music. It's just that his the songs he sings are meh. The song When She Loved Me, oh my goodness, from Toy Story 2.
Yeah, that was big.
Yeah, but it was a good thing that he didn't sing it, that Sarah McLachlan sang it, because she sang the heck out of it.
Yeah, there is a DJ here in the Bay Area that anytime that song comes up, she has to change the subject quickly. Otherwise, she will start crying. So, Sarah. Yeah.
And then we got to talk about the other elephant in the room who did all the music. The husband and wife duo that did Frozen 2, and then they got hired to do another one.
Yeah. I mean, their scores are very singable. Little girls. Well, I shouldn't just zero in on little girls.
No,
people do love their scores.
Hey, Rachel, welcome to the stream.
Hey, Rachel, look at that. Hi, Lofi.
Lopez husband and wife duo. They're the new hot thing right now for Disney.
Yeah.
They're the new sizzling today. So, but that leads up today. So they've had some big behemoths.
Donna, the amount of stuff that you and I have in common and our interests and all that is staggeringly scary.
Oh, it's called a past life thing. I swear. I watched Donna.
We are the bookends of the United States. I'm in California. You're in Florida. We hold up the rest of this country.
No, I follow Donna on Facebook and see what recipe she pops up. I swear we're exactly the same. I look at all of her recipes and I see it and I look at it. I think in our past life, somehow we were connected. It's just this life, something happened.
Okay. Well, why don't we go ahead and start wrapping this up? I'm glad you mentioned recipe because I want to talk about the recipe that we just posted a video of last night. The recipe for a chicken noodle soup. How to make chicken noodle soup. Doug does a great job of demonstrating his take on creamy chicken noodle soup. If you have not seen the video, please do so. Check it out. Tell us what you think. And also, if you happen to make the recipe, take pictures and send them to us or hashtag or post them on your Instagram or Twitter and mark it with the hashtag PTV Cooks. We'd love to see the results of what you have for that.
It's almost a hybrid. We kept it very simple as creamy chicken noodle soup, but think of it almost as a hybrid broccoli cheese soup, a chicken noodle soup. It's a whole concoction of actually 3 different soups. Am I in the minority when I say I'm not a fan of the frozen Sandra? Let It Go was a hack. Couldn't even bother me anyway. I appreciate the movie. It's good. It's not my favorite. I can't say anything ill about it. The music was catchy. It's pedestrian. But it's not horrible. It's not painful. My ears are not burning. It's wonderful. I'm making it tomorrow.
Rachel's asking, Ben, who won the Christmas ornament challenge?
That's
Miss you didn't tune in a couple of weeks ago. You would have found out that it was Donna Jaworski who won with her guess of 510 ornaments, because I had 549.
Yeah.
Donna knows her ornament, so it's pretty much a given.
Yep. And I still have the ornament on my dresser. It's ready to ship out. I just need to get it to the post office.
Okay, Mara says, broccoli cheese soup I can eat. I just don't do any meat. Yeah, Mar, just eliminate the chicken from the recipe.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would do a really, really good soup. But you would have
to just nix the chicken.
And then substitute the chicken broth with vegetable broth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want something that's kind of meaty, maybe put mushrooms.
Okay, we're all going over to
potatoes.
We're all going over to Lothar's place. His wife just made an apple pie.
Oh, geez, pie. Pie. Lothar, you said the magic word.
No, it's cakes. To me, it's cakes. Cakes, cookies, then pies.
Just dessert.
Oh my God, I realized my autocorrect turned soup into Doug. I guess I typed Doug's name a lot. Holy cow.
Yeah, Richard, the secret ingredients are cream cheese and ranch.
Oh, yeah,
cheese,
absolutely.
A packet of ranch.
A packet of ranch, the powder.
The powder.
Yeah.
And it has a can of cream of chicken soup. Oh, that might be a problem if you don't. Well, cream of chicken soup doesn't really have anything.
No, you do cream of mushroom soup.
Yeah, you can go cream of mushroom or cream of celery.
Hashtag all the desserts. Absolutely.
So, Leanne, thank you. But yeah, you can hack it.
But it's the first recipe from us for 2020. There are more coming. We're actually thinking about doing a couple of series of foods that we're going to be doing. We want to also show you how to use your air fryer. If you got one for Christmas, we're going to start using an air fryer and making recipes with that as well.
For me, it would just be probably
cake with real alcohol in
it. If I was using an air fryer, I'd probably just pop some pizza rolls in it and call it a night. But then I'd probably let the pizza rolls catch on fire or something.
You would. Yeah,
good Leanne. Good night, Leanne.
Yeah, I mean, I would do, instead of cream of chicken, and then I have a packet of ranch.
Yeah, cream of celery would do as well.
And yeah, cream of mushroom, and put more shrooms in it. So you could do.
A lot of people are going to bed now, so we should at least
it's 8:50
let everyone go so they can get to bed.
Make our food, watch us. We all love you. Good night.
No, we have some stuff coming up this week. First, we want to say that again, Jim is going to be on his show tomorrow night, followed by Walt and Melissa on Mouse Talk.
Mm-hmm.
And Arnie's on every day with his daily dose of Disney, and I have my latest episode of Life with Ben already being edited right now. It's actually on my desktop right here behind the browser that I'm using for this live stream tonight. And I am working on, believe it or not, another burger comparison. So yeah, I do love hamburgers. And this coming Thursday's episode should be a lot of fun.
That's good. Looking forward to that.
Anything else?
Well, Doug and I are working on recipes right now, so we will have more recipes coming. We definitely want to record more food videos for you. We do enjoy making those, and I've had a lot of fun with them. And again, yeah, go watch the lower third of the cream of chicken noodle soup episode.
Yeah,
everyone, if you didn't
look
know,
with you, haughty derision.
if you did not know yet, if you look at the video for the cream of chicken noodle soup video that I posted last night, pay attention to the bottom and you'll see an advertisement come up advertising the Taste of Valentine's Day. That's going to be next week on PTV.
you will swear you're watching a Hallmark movie because of the way it comes up.
Yeah,
Richard, I make
thanks to Richard for providing that lower third advertisement for us. I mean, Richard, you did a stellar job on that.
Richard, what I make is we make it almost every week. It's chicken tenders. You take chicken, and I ground up Cheez-Its and cornflakes, and I put Parmesan cheese, and it's basically convection or air fry it, and that I make almost every single week. But I make it we bread it with cornflakes and Cheez-Its.
That's fine, but I think what he's looking for is the actual recipe that you made the Cheez-Its for me for Christmas.
We'll do that.
Oh, I thought he wanted a recipe with something that's made with Cheez-Its.
He wants that too.
I didn't know what he wanted.
No,
I can't read.
We're gonna do that too.
And Donna, neither can we.
Yeah, we can't wait for that either.
Yeah, my teeth are gonna hurt.
Yes,
See?
I see that.
That's what Richard meant. He wants to see the recipe on how to make Cheez-Its.
We will show you how to make Cheez-Its.
You need a food processor. That's all.
Both recipes would be good.
I wanted a Cheez-Its recipe.
Tell you what, Richard, this is what we'll do. We will make Cheez-Its, and then we'll use those Cheez-Its to make the chicken tenders.
I don't think it's processed enough.
I think it's fine. And it'll be just fine.
It's a lot of work.
Everyone,
when you see what it is, and then I turn around and make the chicken.
Mike Wheeler.
Yeah, you wouldn't recognize the banner, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh, look at that. Team Marie teaming for the Cheez-Its.
We're going to be making Cheez-Its. We'll post a video of how to make Cheez-Its at home. And believe me, you will love this recipe.
I've been waiting for them to make more Cheez-Its ever since they gave me my first box that Christmas about 3 years ago.
Is easy than you would think, but I was more surprised. But you can actually make homemade from scratch Cheez-Its. They're not going to look perfect and plastic, but they're going to be very, very good. I just heard about Stacey.
Oh, no.
What?
Kenzie ended her stream with 36 thumbs down because of a trollnado. Oh, that's terrible.
Who did?
Kenzie, when she sent everyone to our stream, she ended her stream earlier tonight and ended up with 36 thumbs down.
That's appalling.
Yeah. That really is
There's
terrible.
so many nasty people out there.
What?
I say justice works and karma.
Yeah.
I don't get why there's so much hate on social media. It's just staggering to me.
That's why I love our village here. We're constantly uplifting.
Yeah.
I much prefer that.
All of you out there, thank you so much for supporting us and for being the great villagers that you are. We adore all of you.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you're all good people. We like you.
Yep. Okay.
So
is that it?
Wrap things up. Remember, we have our shop at Spreadshirt. So shop.spreadshirt.com/peppertreevilla. You can get your I Want My PTV shirt, or you can get a Lofi t-shirt, which was like Ben's wearing right now. Yeah.
Or an I Want My PTV mug.
Yeah. You can get mugs there too, hats, bags. So yeah, definitely go check it out. Go check out the store. We'd love to have you sporting our stuff. And one last request. if you could do this for us and then send this to us at peppertreevilla@gmail.com. We are looking for people, anyone in our village, to record a video. Hold your phone this way, landscape, and record the simple phrase, "I want my PTV."
Oh, you're really asking for that.
Oh, Grace, thank you. So record those videos, send them to us at peppertreevilla@gmail.com.
I want my PTV.
You don't want to be mean. No, that was being mean. I want my baby. What are you, like Jolly Green Giant? He hi ho hum.
Oh, Mike, thank you. You three guys are my absolute favorite West Coast people in the whole entire world. You guys,
Yeah, please
I love
tell
my
me.
PTV. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Challenge accepted. Thank you,
I
Team Marie.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Appreciate it. So yeah, send us your videos. I want my PTV. I want to put something together so that we can have some fun. And then I'll post that on our channel. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us.
You guys are so funny.
Thanks for joining us tonight. You've had us laughing so much tonight. And oh yes, that's right. Richard, thank you for the reminder. The Taste of Valentine's Day is next week on PTV Live. We're looking for our largest audience ever. So everyone, go out there, invite your family and friends to join the stream next Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We want to have our biggest audience ever for PTV Live.
Yeah, Rob Fuzz and,
how many greens and salads for 2 days straight beforehand.
Rob Fuzz and Jim from More Sunshine Please have already planned to join us. So we're looking for a really, really fun. Oh, and Sherry will be side by side with me there too.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to that. And Ryan, Captain Akron, thank you. Glad you enjoyed the stream. Everyone, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We really appreciate all of you in our village.
Thank you.
If you haven't hit it, please hit that like button on your way out tonight. And have a magical evening, everyone. And we'll see you later all tomorrow, I guess, for PTV 3D, the Daily Dose of Disney. In the meantime, I'm Arnie.
I'm Doug.
I'm Ben.
And you've been watching PTV Live. So everyone, see you tomorrow. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Ciao.
Bye.